There's something almost ethereal about a white German Shepherd. That striking snow-white coat, that powerful, elegant frame, those intelligent, watchful eyes. For many people, seeing one for the first time stops them in their tracks. But here's what most people don't know. This isn't some rare designer breed or a modern invention. The white German Shepherd has roots going back to the very beginning of the German Shepherd story itself. And its history is one of the most fascinating, and at times deeply unfair, tales in the entire dog world. Today we're going to cover it all. Where these dogs came from, why they nearly disappeared, how a small group of devoted breeders saved them from extinction. To understand the white German Shepherd, you have to go back to the late 1800s in Germany and to one man, Max von Stephanitz. Von Stephanitz had a singular vision: to create the ideal German herding and working dog. In 1899, he attended a dog show and encountered a wolf-like dog named Hector Lynxrhein. He was immediately captivated. He purchased the dog, renamed him Horand von Grafrath. Horand became the foundation sire of the entire German Shepherd breed. And here is where our white story begins, because Horand's grandfather was a dog named Greif, who was white. The gene for a white coat was there from the very start, woven into the breed's DNA at its founding. In those early years, white German Shepherds appeared regularly in litters and were registered, shown, and worked without issue. The color was simply part of the breed's natural variation and genetics. So what changed? Why did white German Shepherds go from accepted to actively excluded? In the early 20th century, as the breed became more standardized and breed clubs gained influence, a prejudice began to develop around the white coat. There was a belief, scientifically unfounded as we now know, that the white gene was responsible for fading pigmentation in darker-coated dogs. Breeders feared white dogs would dilute the rich black and tan coloring that the breed had become famous for. By the 1930s in Germany, white German Shepherds were being disqualified from shows and, in some registries, were declared a fault. The German Shepherd Dog Club of America followed suit, and by the mid-20th century, white puppies in GSD litters were often quietly culled or simply not registered. It was, frankly, a decision based on aesthetics and assumption rather than science. The white coat gene, a recessive gene, does not affect pigmentation in other dogs, does not cause deafness as some claimed, and does not diminish working ability in any way. White German Shepherds were being penalized for their appearance alone. While European breed clubs were closing their doors, something interesting was happening in North America. White German Shepherds had made their way to the United States and Canada, and American owners simply loved them. The white coat was seen not as a fault, but as a feature. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, a dedicated community of breeders kept the white lines alive, breeding selectively and maintaining records. One of the most influential dogs in this period was a white German Shepherd named Phantom of Kenlin, bred in the United States in the 1960s. His descendants appear in the pedigrees of many modern white Shepherds today. These breeders weren't just preserving a color, they were preserving a type. White German Shepherds in North America tended to be slightly lighter in bone structure than their working line counterparts, with a calmer, more gentle temperament, while retaining all of the intelligence and trainability the breed is known for. Great for active families who wanted a pet without immense drive. Now here is where the story switches continents again. In the 1970s and 80s, white German Shepherds from North America were exported to Switzerland and other parts of Europe. Swiss breeders, enchanted by the dogs, began their own carefully documented breeding programs. Over the following decades, Swiss breeders worked to establish the white shepherd, known in Europe as the Berger Blanc Suisse, or Swiss White Shepherd, as a distinct, separate breed. Their goal was formal recognition, not as a color variant of the German Shepherd, but as its own breed in its own right. In 2003, the Fédération Cynologique Internationale, or the FCI, the world's largest canine organization, granted the Berger Blanc Suisse official breed status under the Swiss standard. This was a landmark moment. The dog that had been rejected by its own breed clubs had come full circle, recognized as a distinct, legitimate breed on the world stage proudly. It's worth noting that while the White German Shepherd and the Berger Blanc Suisse share the same ancestral lines, they are today considered completely separate. The Berger Blanc Suisse is bred to a specific Swiss standard, is recognized by the FCY, and has its own breed clubs across Europe and beyond. The White German Shepherd, meanwhile, continues to be bred in North America, recognized by the United Kennel Club since 1999, though still not accepted by the American Kennel Club under its own standard. So, what is it actually like to live with one of these dogs? White German Shepherds are, in one word, devoted. They form extraordinarily deep bonds with their families and are known for being particularly sensitive to their owners' emotions. Many owners describe them as almost intuitive. They seem to know when you're having a hard day before you say a word. They are highly intelligent, ranking among the top tier of trainable breeds. They pick up commands quickly and genuinely enjoy having a job to do, whether that's obedience work, agility, tracking, or simply being a trusted companion on daily walks. Compared to working-line German Shepherds, White Shepherds tend to have a somewhat softer, more even-tempered disposition. They can be reserved with strangers, but are rarely sharp or aggressive without cause. Early socialization, as with any shepherd breed, is important. They are active dogs. They need daily exercise, mental stimulation, and engagement. A bored white shepherd will find ways to entertain itself that you will not appreciate. But a well-exercised, well-trained white shepherd is one of the most loyal, gentle, and rewarding companions a dog owner can have. They are also excellent with children, and many white shepherds thrive in family environments. Their protective instinct is present but measured, watchful without being overreactive. The story of the White German Shepherd is really a story about resilience. A dog that was cast aside by the establishment, nearly bred out of existence, and then quietly preserved by ordinary people who simply loved what they saw. From the kennels of North American enthusiasts to the green hillsides of Switzerland. From rejection to recognition. Today, whether you call them White German Shepherds, White Shepherds, or Berger Blanc Suisse, these dogs are thriving. They are found in family homes, on agility courses, in therapy work, and in search and rescue. They are, in every sense, the full expression of what Max von Stephanitz originally dreamed of. Versatile, intelligent, loyal, and deeply connected to the humans they love. And yes, they're absolutely beautiful. If you're thinking about adding one to your family, do your research, find a responsible breeder, and prepare to have a dog that will follow you everywhere, stare into your soul on a regular basis, and bring white fur to every item of clothing you own. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe and suggest any ideas for future videos on your favorite dogs. See you soon!